Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So it goes so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you touch and breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
body missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right, welcome back. What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. Welcome. As you're coming in, do me a favor. Hit that like, share, subscribe, turn on all your notifications. Let's ping everyone else into the room. Share. Welcome. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Over here, we talk about relationships, okay? But we tend to tackle it from a power standpoint, and we leverage trendy topics to talk about relationships, okay? We try to extract lessons that are based, again, off of self-power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. And that's what we do here. So you're going to hear a lot of lessons here and there, and especially if anybody calls in, right? But hey, I'm going to bring you some game anyway, for the next 2 hours or so. But today we're covering a topic that seems like it's going to be a gift that keeps giving. There's nothing special about these people. They're not snowflakes. Okay, we're talking about what's his name, DO2DTUN, and we're talking about DO2 and the wife, Taiwo, who is the band's sister. There's nothing special about them, and you're not special either. Okay, some of you have gone through some of these issues, and that's why we're going to talk about them. But maybe you didn't see yourself. Maybe you can only relate with the pain of one side. But on this platform, we don't do that, okay? We don't necessarily wait for both sides either, but we try to extract some very, very subtle hidden lessons here and there. That's what we try to do. But let me just make sure. All right, good. Audio is working good on my end. But yes, help me ping everybody else into the room. But I'm going to be reading some of their back and forth, okay? I'm going to try to read long enough before I say something so that it doesn't seem like I'm coming off judgmental prematurely. But sometimes I hear things that are more or less like, wait, right there, that's a sign. I might have to point it out. And so pardon me as I go through the analysis, okay, of their words. The words are very powerful. Their words are out of the abundance of the heart, right? That's where these things pours out, right? So, and a lot of people are listening. A lot of people are relating with. So they're relating with little, small part of what they're saying. So, because of that, I have to point some things out even before I see the full story. But I'm going to try to read as long as possible, and then we'll take it from there. But yes, today we're talking about DO2DTUN, who is an on-air personality in Nigeria, a radio guy, a hype man. He does events. I think it might be on TV too. He has more than enough in terms of a brand that he can build on top of. But I am convinced that right now he's distracted for good reason. He's reported that his wife is not allowing him to see his children. Now, the wife has done some reply over the past 24 hours or so that are basically saying and confirming what I suspected before. There's more to the story. As always, I always ask, like, where's the rest of the story, right? I always say that. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody's experience when I say that. It's because it's simply a fact. We all tell these stories from our own experience, viewpoint, right? And naturally so, you're not necessarily having the experience that your counterpart is having, right? But people like me, we're here to interpret, right, and get to the bottom of things. Okay, now let's finish some of the house rules here. Let me first of all welcome a brand new sponsor, okay, to the platform. I want to say welcome to Mo Fresh for becoming a regular sponsor, the channel sponsor. So we do have shout out to Mo Fresh, shout out to Richie, shout out to Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Open Floor by T Marshall, Mama Gures Corner, D Love. I appreciate you guys so much. And shout out to all our regulars. Okay, I appreciate you. And again, just to finish the house rules really quickly, you can download right now. So far, right now, okay, the books being downloadable for free is going away. Oh yeah, it's going away. It's going away. But for now, you can still go there to loveandprestige.com and you can go download this book absolutely for free. It's called Get My Marriage Back, especially if you are in a marriage or you plan that one day you might be in a marriage. It's basically our testimony. It's called Get My Marriage Back. And this one is being released, number one red flag, December 30. So we're going to be going through that campaign for a whole 30 days in December. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be talking more and more about that as time comes, okay? So you can download that from loveandprestige.com. All right, so now with that being said, that's all I want to talk about today. I just want to talk about D'banj, DO2, and Taiwo. I'm just going to read and then we'll extract lessons as we go. In the meanwhile, do me a favor, hit that like, share, subscribe, turn on all your notifications, and let's get to it. All right. So the timeline, I might be a little bit off with the timeline here, but I'm going to try my best. Okay. But one thing I tell you right now is that so far, DO2 has replied his ex-wife twice on the internet, in this internet street. Okay. They're calling each other out on lies. What do I tell you all the time? There's a minority that's outrightly lying when they end up in divorce or child custody battle. See, both. It's not just one. So if you avoid marriage, it doesn't make any difference. If you go and impregnate somebody, you end up in child support court. You still collect. Okay. All right. It doesn't matter. That's what happens when people that used to be extremely passionate about themselves decide to go their separate way. In an ideal world, they would just amicably do what Will Smith and Jada is doing. But come to find out, people are confused. Even when you do that, it's not satisfying because they want to walk a straight line. Unrealistic. We're fantasizing about unrealistic stuff, basically, ultimately. So it is what it is. But I think life is beautiful with all the fantasies in it. Life is beautiful with all the paintings, with all the extras beyond intrinsic value, right? We would love to say the value is only this one little thing, but the reality is that we find value in fluff. That's the reality. We do, right? Sometimes we call it entertaining value, right? We catch cruise here and there, right? But it's the same, there's value in it, right? If you can hold your attention for a little longer than just a minute and you're just sitting there and it's not that you're learning a life lesson, then you're probably getting some kind of entertainment value, and that is valuable. That's the reality, right? Because people pay big bucks, right? How much are people paying to go see Beyonce these days? How much? A couple of $100 maybe, right? Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking for today's sponsor, okay? I'm looking for today's sponsor. If you want to sponsor the show, feel free to use the $sign right next to inside of a smiley face in a little rectangle over there. Feel free to chime in, okay? All right. So I'm going to get to some of the stories here now. So DO2 has been struggling. A lot of people are supporting him, okay? It's cool that a lot of people are supporting him. I think it shows humanity, right? Now, ultimately, can they help him? No, they can help him in the short term. It feels good in the short term that he has support. And I think that's a good thing, because sometimes you need to get through a little bit of short term before you get to the long term, right? So I think it's a good thing that a few people are coming out to help him. Hopefully, Taiwo has enough support from the family. It seems like he has more than enough support from the family, right? So, what is going on exactly? I released a video of the wife, Taiwo, she released a statement, and I questioned a lot of the clauses in the statement that she released yesterday. I probably should read that one first, right? And then we'll take it there. But actually, before I read that, let me play audio here. Hold on one second. Yeah, let me play an audio here first, and then we'll take it from there. Audio, and this audio is basically DO2DTUN crying some few days ago on Daddy Free's show. Okay, so let me play that, and then you can have a context of a little bit of what he came out and started saying the family, the wife's family, who is the Banj. The Banj is the brother, and the mother and sister, he accused them of quite a lot of things. So let's get into it.
It's a simple thing, right? It's been, first of all, to start with, court proceedings have started as the court proceedings have not even started.
All right, so it's too low.
Have not even started yet.
It's too low. I'm not sure.
And this has gone for 2 years. I got child.
So court proceedings has been going on for 2 years.
For full custody, there will be a drag, right?
Okay.
It will be a long drag. So my lawyers advised, go for shit.
So he contemplated on filing for full custody, right? The mother is not on crack. The mother is not a addict or anything like that, but you're filing for full custody is highly unlikely. So the lawyers did the right thing. They advised him, go for half, right?
You don't want to be dragging with anybody. At the end of the day, I believe that both parents need, kids.
He believed that both parents need kids. The issue here in a lot of cases is that a lot of men say that after they end up in the poto, right? When they were in the marriage, when there were actually two parents that can actively take part, they might take part financially, they might take part, okay? And I'm generalizing a little bit. There are men that are exceptional in terms of being hands-on, but it's the minority. It's not like when you're comfortable and you're in your marriage and everything is going well, your wife got it, she got it. She's the mother. It makes sense. You're not guilty for that. But I noticed that a lot of them, when the marriage ends up in shambles, now they want to it's both parents. I think you're capping. Okay, I think you're only saying that because the marriage just end up in the poto. Anyway, he claimed here, he says the Banj is erratic. Okay, so he kept bringing in his ex-wife's brother, right? He brought in, listen, I get it because I've been there, all right? You have many reasons why you want to, because they're trying to support their own, or they seemingly take sides, right? So, especially if they're the Banj, you want to pull them into the matter. Maybe there were actually some businesses that you conducted in the past and you feel some type of way. Maybe you feel like they're jealous of you. Maybe you feel like they don't count you to be anything, right? These are all your feelings, right? They might be far from accurate. They might be accurate, but the fact that somebody can claim that you're just caught up in your feelings, that kind of messes up with your chances of making that a truth or an absolute truth. Well, bottom line is that these are human beings. When there's any kind of collaborative effort between human beings, there will be friction. It's just a reality, right? So he says the Banj is erratic, right? He's looking for his children, but he's saying the Banj is erratic in basically telling stories. So he's telling a lot of stories here. He called a family. He said he called a family meeting on me because I interviewed Don Jazzy. Okay, good. So Don Jazzy and the Banj were rivals at one point. They used to be, they were best friends at one point. They were business partners until everything fell apart. I think as far back as 2010 or so. And so they went their separate ways. So the Banj might be salty. The Banj might have played some you can't talk to him. Well, so he's claiming now because he talked to the Banj's rival, and that's when their problem started. Well, here's the thing: when it comes to your marriage, there's going to be at least a gazillion, 2,200 environmental factors that you can blame for the demise of your marriage, right? And you're not doing yourself a favor by doing that. It's like blaming the weather. Okay, there's going to be environmental factors. There's going to be influential factors around your marriage. Yes, that can tamper with, how your power when it comes to how you move, how you react, how you respond, right? And if you don't have any wisdom around that, you're going to shoot yourself on the legs. Am I saying that's what he did? No. I'm saying to you, you want to be careful about that, right? So he says, the Banj called a family meeting because he interviewed Don Jazzy, who was ex-partner of the Banj. And then he explains why he's involving the Banj in his divorce. Even if the Banj has been advising your wife, your ex-wife, even if you have evidence, he has the right. Now, speaking of right, he has the right to advise his sister. Your own role is to play your own part and understand that she has that kind of support system. If you can't do that, okay, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Let me see. Thank you. All right. So he said that, I guess he came back on the show to say that.
It's never about that. The idea for me was that if this is his marriage, will be something I was to prove that, you know what, I am not going to be in a marriage hoping to align or latch on to somebody's name.
All right, so so what he's saying is that there were disagreements between him and his ex-wife with regards to if they should ever leverage the Banj name, which there's nothing wrong with that, gentlemen. There's nothing in your last show, in your last show. If you let your ego get the best of you. So now, if you already feel some type of way about, I don't want it to seem like it's the Banj that lifted, or if you already feel some type of way about that, you know what you do with what you fear the most, right? You attract exactly what you fear the most, right? So let me see here. I think there's a post here that I'm looking at. This was from 15 hours ago, okay? And this is a quote from DO2DTUN. It says, the marriage reached its breaking point because you married your brother. If you find yourself competing with your wife's friends, okay? I'm not saying that's what it did for the sensitive ones. Relax. I'm just extracting lessons, okay? So I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying, but try to separate it. Again, we use trending topics to extract lessons. If you find yourself competing against your ex-friend, particularly this is men that usually do that. If you find yourself feeling some type of way, you're feeling like, the friends are too much. They're influencing her, right? You will be accused of controlling behavior, okay? I didn't say you did it. I'm just letting you know what is going to happen, okay? You will be accused of controlling behavior. If you find yourself feeling some type of way about the family of the woman you chose to marry, if you don't find a better way to navigate, if you don't find a better way to cope with whatever your anxiety is about that, you're going to be accused of controlling behavior, okay? And potentially emotional abuse, okay? I'm just letting you know right now. Because think about it, okay? Let's talk about seduction for a second here. One of the ways you can unethically seduce people is to isolate them, okay? So if they start to feel like you're unethically trying to seduce them away from their loved ones, don't be all that. Don't come to me and be surprised that somebody is accusing you of controlling behavior, because that's precisely what it is, okay? The moment they feel that way, it is what it is. Wait, so their feelings determine it? Yeah, because you are relating with them. It's a relationship, right? So yes, their feeling is what matters in the grand scheme of everything, not necessarily your opinion, not the fact that you are right. Their feelings, how they feel around you, how they feel when it comes to your relationship is ultimately the driving force, okay? So even if they go quiet and they become feminine and submissive, right? Usually that means they are holding resentment in. And one day they're going to leave your ass and you're going to be like, well, I didn't see it coming. Well, I've told you now. I'm letting you know right now. So if you're feeling some type of way about that person's brother, their sister, their too close or anything like that, I'm not saying you should just accept it. What I'm saying is that be aware that if you move mad, if you start to para, if you overreact, if you don't have a plan, right, you're going to be accused of controlling behavior and it will be your reality precisely. Never mind if you're right or wrong. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna be your reality, right? So even the more you try to do the stoic thing, let me just emphasize, let me put my foot down. The more you do that, I want you to remember that this is 2023 and people do have options, which includes they can leave your ass a lot more easier than when it was 1960. And yes, it will still hurt even when you're right.
Well, you're right.
Right? So he goes, the marriage reached, okay, he says Taiwo is calling his ex-wife now, but he's not calling her directly. He's posting this on social media, which means he's looking for some form of validation or support from the public. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, your source of happiness is not on the outside. People can help, they can assist, they can influence. They might be a better environment for you to blossom, but your source of happiness is never going to be outside. Okay? So in this case, it's on the extreme. We're talking about this story because it's on the extreme right now, right? Hold on 1 second. Let me show the faces of the people I'm talking about so that you don't feel left out in the blues. All right, we're talking about DO2DTUN and Taiwo, who is the Banj sister. Okay, let me continue. It says the Banj is babysitter. The Banj's babysitter. Taiwo. The Banj babysitter, house help, wife, accountant, PR officer, therapist, manager, and songwriter, and it never hits again. Oh, so he's throwing shade at the band that it doesn't have hits again. Hello, Yvette. How are you, Yvette? Welcome. It says, just tell me where my kids are and I'll gladly come and pick them. Your reply is in the caption, right? So let's continue. The reply, what is he replying to? Before I go to what he's replying to, let me find, this was what she's posted yesterday. I'm going to read it really quickly. And then let me see. Oh, it's a long one. I'm not going to do that. The last video was, but basically she said a lot of nothing that addressed where are the kids and how can he access the kids. But I read between the lines, and it did seem to me that there was more to the story than DO2DTUN is telling us. And the lady just doesn't want to tell much. And anytime she opens her mouth to tell anything, she's going to talk about the abuses. Sexual abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. That's all she want to talk about. And I called that out on the last episode, so you might want to go look at that last video. All right. So, but this is DO2DTUN's reply to that now. Okay. And that's what I'm about to read. Okay. So he says, Taiwo, stop apologizing to kids. All right. Because in the beginning of that type, he said, I apologize to my kids. For I said, Taiwo, stop apologizing to kids you claim you love, but don't feel fulfilled. Having or use as a pawn in your game. The same girls your mother scolded and said girls don't dance, right? Because he set up a TikTok platform where he was doing TikTok with his babies. Roro, hello Roro, how are you? Right? He says the band. He tagged the band again, which again, a man that does this, okay. And I'm saying that try to have some empathy, but I also want us to extract the lessons. Gentlemen, listen to me carefully. He's clearly a man who is crying out for help. There's no question about that. Okay? But that's also a man who cannot be helped by the people who claim that they are going to help. Okay? The people, especially the ones that are posting, men cry, or men do cry. Those ones that are posting those, gentlemen, you gotta be careful with those people. Okay? Why? Because it's public. Okay? You do need support. Okay, there is barbershop, but barbershop is never going to be on the internet. Okay, you're not going to get the help you're looking for in the public. Okay, if anything, you're coming off as weak. Hello, D-Love, welcome. If anything, you're coming off as weak. Okay, yeah, particularly to those ones that are trying to help you too. Okay, it's like, oh, he's weak, oh, let's help him. Oh, meant to, they cry too, please, let's help him. Everybody, let's come together and help. They are literally telling you you're weak. I'm telling you you're stronger than that. That's what I'm trying to say. And yes, you do need support. There's nothing wrong with needing support. But you need to seek for support in a controlled environment where you're not going to lose your masculine friend. Okay? And that's some of these issues I'm seeing here. But he can't see that because he truly needs the help. Right? But he's going to the wrong places for the help. He will speak to people on the phone. They will jump on the internet and do hashtag justice for Dotun. They're not going to help him. They're going to make issues worse for him. Okay? So he tags the bunch again. I challenge you to release receipts of rent you paid for me, because she claimed that the bunch was paying the rent. I actually believe that, and I don't see anything wrong with that, because the bunch at one point was on top of the world and you could do that. Right? Everything becomes wrong with that when you overreact when you're in crisis. Right? When he if it wasn't these issues, and people help people. It's okay to ask for help, right? But the public cannot help you. Why? Because they are the public. They will catch screws with you. That's the best. It's those likes that they're liking on those comments is what's hitting dopamine in their head. That's all they care about at the end of the day. Yep. Yeah, the husband responded. That's what I'm reading right now. D-Love. Okay, so he says, I challenge you, he's tagging the bunch still. I challenge you to release receipts of rent you paid for me. I'm so sure you know your sister is a liar. If she took money from you for that purpose, she probably lied. The same way she squandered the kids' school fees severally given to her when the kids were in Tenderville. She doesn't even know I know this. LOL. Is it really laughing or crying? Which one is it doing?
We go explain because no evidence.
Right? All we're looking at is just text on the internet. We don't know who is lying, but it actually doesn't matter. What we can see is your actions dragging each other on the streets of the internet. Right? The store built for you at Osakpa, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and stocked, was it your brother too? The bills for the kids we gave birth to in America, an apartment your parents stayed in Houston. As at 2013, was it your brother that paid for that too? This is when women will say, Onsiragun, right? They'll say, Onsiragun, you did something, but clearly you did it. This is why I call Mr. Nice Guys, sometimes they are the worst. Right? This is a grand example when I say nice guys, good man, I'm a good man. Gentlemen, that's not enough. That's supposed to be good enough for you. It's been 10 years. If you find yourself in a poto and you have to recount all of this to people that don't care, it becomes questionable. And you know the funny part about that, as a regular human being, you're not like, so it's not good to be a good man. I know. Your reality is that it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Not to happy birthday to you. Welcome. I saw that Auntie B posted earlier that it's your birthday. Welcome. The bills for the kids we gave birth to in America. Okay, so it's been 10 years and you're talking about these are your kids, right? Well, I'm doing it to make a point. I know. See, I'm with you. I'm ahead of you. Right? Yeah, you're doing it to make a point.
Explain because no evidence.
I'm with you. But it's not working, is it? As a grown man, I just want you to look at the result you're creating and say, damn, it's true. That's not working. Well, I still got to make my point. I know. Keep going, right? Just keep in mind that time waits for no one, right? And the damages you're creating are not your mates. They will drown you. I just hope you know what you're doing, okay? And the majority of the public, they don't know jack shit. Especially the ones that are helping, that claim they are helping by reposting for you justice for Dotun, right? Anyway, shout out to Dotun, but I'm doing this out of love. I just want to be, and I'm not talking about the actual Dotun. I'm talking about all the Dotuns. There are many of them. Okay. They try to do the right thing, but the skills are not there, so they end up shooting themselves on the legs. And this world, the principle that guide this world requires skills. It's not good that you're good. It's not good enough that you're a good man. No, it's not good enough. There's 8 billion other people out here, man. You have unrealistic expectations around the fact that you're a good person. You need skills. You need game. Anyway, let's continue. It says the bills for the kids. Okay. Second, he bought us a car as a wedding gift. It's a gift that no one asked for, but mommy. Oh. But mommy Taiwo. Taiwo, it didn't matter because this young man right here still drove his EOD with joy and happiness when you were pregnant. You drove the CRV till, again. He's explaining which car he drove. He never drove the car that the bank bought.
Explain. Because no evidence.
Yeah. I gave you a push gift. I bought you an Elantra GLS in 2013. Please, someone tell me that this is going to be the end of him narrating all the gifts he bought for his wife at the time and his children till now. The children is asking to see right now. GLS in 2000. When you had our first baby, you still drive it till date. Was it your brother that bought that too? LOL. See, I know where it's coming from. You know, sometimes men will feel underappreciated, and sometimes we're left with nothing but to be patient. And that's one of the most difficult things for men to have to do. Right? Sometimes you are left with no other choice than to be patient. So at that point in time, we try to pull all the stunts to start to do shalaye.
We go explain. Because no evidence.
I've been there too. I know what he's trying to do. But it's not going to work. That's all. I need to spell it out for you DO2UNs out there. It will not work. The only one thing that will work is still time, but learning how to leverage it in your favor in the form of patience. You know, time, people say time heals all things. Well, I won't say all things, but time does its magic because it's time. It's not anybody's mate. Sometimes that's all you are left with. And you knowing how to leverage that to work on yourself, I can't spell that enough for you. I know it sounds kumbaya. Like what? I should just wait around and like, I don't think you really have a choice. You can create more damages, or you can just wait and use that energy to work on yourself. And when you do shalaye to the public, they're like, no be your children. And I feel the pain you feel when they say that, because you're trying to say I've been a good guy. But I'm here to tell you, it's not good enough that you're a good guy. It's good enough for you. It should have been good enough for you. And if it's not good enough for you, to the point that you don't have to say it, what makes you think it's going to be good for other people that are just listening to you, who clearly don't really care? If they act like they care right now, it's because they are projecting. They can relate. They've been also incompetent just like you, and they didn't know how to fix their issues. So now it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. And it's not going to work because they still can't help you. If anything, they will make her resent you even more, right? Let's assume right now that Taiwo is just evil. She's just taking your children away from you. I'm going to assume that first before I get to read her stuff, right? But I'm telling you that in spite of that, that is your evil ex-wife. Hypothetically, what are you going to do about that? You want to drag you and your whole family on the internet? Because yes, the band is still family. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. The band and K-Switch, I mean, that's his name, right? And the whole family, Mama the band, Mama Oyebanjo and them, they're still family. You can't run from your own shadow. Like, you can't. Especially that you keep shedding this light on your own self, right? Anyway, he goes, the house I bought, was it your brother that bought that too? Okay. He said, Taiwo the liar, right? What? It's not just DO2UN. We've all done it. He's a liar. She's a liar. Right? And every time we did that, it got worse. It got worse. Right? You have told the world different stories about what happened. You see how inconsistent your allegations are? This is a man who is trying to see his daughter. Ask yourself, is he trying to see his daughter for real, for real? Ask yourself now, with all of this move, is he trying to see his daughter? Right? Why? So because I'm trying to see the daughter, I should kiss ass? No, I'm asking a very simple question. You sure you want to see your daughter? Because she said you can see your daughter in the next 24 hours. If anything, I would, if that's my main goal, I want to see the daughters first. Even if I want to go in the gutter, because I don't know, I don't believe in all that go low and I go high. No. I want to go into the gutter. But at least, what is your goal? The question is that what is your goal exactly? Have you taken the time to identify what the goal is, or this is just cap that you want to see your daughter? It's just a question, because this is not aligning with that. The person that is in custody of your daughters legally is still on the internet calling them a liar. What kind of expectations do you have around the result you're going to create with this? It's going back to expectations, pride, and unrealistic expectations. No, not infidelity. No, it's never that. I mean, look at how everybody's been reacting to Jada and Will. They were separated before she slept. So people say, I don't care if he was cheating or not. The bottom line is that disgusting. It's 20-year-old friend of your son. Because people don't care about cheating at the end of the day. I keep telling you. People only care about how they feel around you. They don't care about anything. They don't care about anything outside of their feelings. They will do all the wrong thing when it feels right. You need to understand human beings. You have told the world different stories about what happened. You see how inconsistent your allegations are. Domestic violence or faked abortion. At this point, I'm supposed to go and see if the story is actually inconsistent. I said, no, it actually doesn't matter if it's inconsistent or not. What matters is the result, the crisis you find yourself. What are you going to do to get out of it? That's the question, right? Please stay in one place. What you filed is different from what you tell the press. What you say is always different from what you just type. The marriage reached its breaking point not because of all these lies you told. It's because you married your brother and gave your mantle of reasoning to your mother. It just played out. Now, Taiwo, it's simple. Read a court order and obey it. You literally pinned an, baby deletion you had for your ex-doctor boyfriend. Oh, let's call them all out. She had an ex. Now we've just found out she has an ex-doctor boyfriend who lived in America while you were on tour with your brother, but told it to the world as me. Very cruel. You just wanted to destroy my name, and I didn't let you. Leave all this debauched PR and tell me where my kids are. He has called you to scold you, Abby. No vex. Okay. He's showing pictures, which it doesn't matter. I mean, this is a picture of a brand new Elantra. I don't know what to do with this picture. Anybody can take this picture from anywhere. Let me ask you. Let me even show you. Let me show you. I don't know if you guys could see my screen. Yeah, you can see it. There you go. What do you think at this point? Does it matter? Does it matter? Do you now believe him? Since it's showing us a picture of Elantra. Anybody believe him now? I mean, you already believed him since yesterday. I'll be honest with you. Public sentiment since yesterday. It's like, oh, men cry too. And I try my best. This is the third time I'm talking about this, maybe fourth. Right? I try my best to come from an empathetical, empathy standpoint for my brother. It's hard being a man. Men do cry too. Right? Ladies, do you see why I pushed back when they said men should be able to cry? I said no. Relax. What do you mean? Why? So you can post for them and say men do cry too? With somebody posted, I think it was Kafi. Count on me through thick and thin, our friendship die when I'm like, God help me. I'm trying to hold it in. I want to empathize with this man because he hasn't seen his children. That must hurt. There's no question that hurts. But my spirit said there's more to the story. No, forget my spirit for a second. It's a fact that there's more to the story. And I'm not talking about the other side of the story. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the one that she won't tell us either. The part that these two people have no skills. Right? Like the rest of us when we enter marriage. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Do we believe him now? Yeah? Do we believe? I mean, we have a picture of a brand new Elantra. He bought Elantra. It wasn't the bunch that just bought all the cars in the household. Right? Anyway. Oh, let's get to it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Welcome. If you're just hit that like button, share, subscribe. If you're just coming in, what's going on, brother Ben? How are you? Yvette says, why not BMW? Exactly. Why wasn't it BMW? You expose yourself. You make people ask you for more. If all you're doing is talking about I did so much, I did so much, I did so much, they can turn around and say, well, why didn't you do more? You're exposing yourself. And when I say exposing, I don't mean expose. I'm talking about you're leaving yourself vulnerable. Yeah? Oh. Dealer said, man, wanted this guy to be an angel so bad. Wouldn't that be sweet? It would have been sweet, right? For once. But the stories are consistent. They all played a part in it. Directly or indirectly. But he's making himself look very petty and childish with this rubbish. Anyway, let me get back to it. I'll come back to the chat a little bit later. Because there's a lot, okay? All right, so that was his reply to, let me see. Okay, that was his reply to what he said. To what she said yesterday, right? Because she said, stop misleading Nigerians, blah, blah, blah. She said he sexually abused her. She said he psychologically abused her, emotionally abused her, right? I mean, that's what she said. Why do I tell my brothers, calm down? Seek proper help, proper support within the control environment. Because it's your word against hers. You can't win that game. None of you can win that game. Right? To the point that he said to the band, I was there when you lost your child. But you're now the instrument of discord and wickedness in mine. What do I tell you guys about weakness and wickedness all the time? Right? You can see it as you say. If you see it as wickedness, I'm just saying there's only one thing you do with people who are wicked to you. You become wicked to them. So all gloves are off. Right? And you don't know whose word is going to be bigger than yours. Well, if you're ready for the fight and the war, please go into it. By all means. I'm not preaching to you. I just want you to be aware that you are inside a war. Don't come to me and be asking for fairness. There's no fairness in war. In love and war, all is fair. Right? So anyway, I think she came back and then she put more here. You know? Can anybody guess who is supporting some of these people that posted some of these people that posted support message? Anybody want to guess? Take a guess. Only guess if you haven't seen it already. If you've seen it already, you're cheating. Don't be a cheater, okay? Right? Can anybody tell me who do you think supported? I already mentioned one of them earlier, but there's two more. Okay, I mentioned Coffee earlier, but there's two more, right? Of people supporting this guy. It's good that they're supporting him. I don't think the support is the right type of support. Okay, I actually want to give kudos to Daddy Freeze. I think it's trying to support the right way, which means as much as the content creator is doing behind the scenes stuff too, right? Not just a man should never like what, yeah, not Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, he's doing this content thing. Let me see here. Let me find it. There you go. All right, so he continues to respond, but there's a post I'm looking for here. There are two posts here that I've seen, but there's another one that I'm looking for precisely. I'll find it in a second here. Okay, so not the one where she apologized because she came back and she posted something else. That's the one I'm looking for right now. Let's see.
You will not fit use tomorrow threaten anybody.
Let's see. I want to apologize to my daughter. So we've seen that already. Say stop apologizing to your daughters. All right, let me see. I'll find it on a second. Search. All right, so they're both on the internet dragging each other, obviously, like I said. All right, so there's this post here. Okay, I found it. So she posted, let me give this clarification. She posted this, okay? She posted this. Let me see. Oh, you guys are giving answers. Let me come there real quick. Daddy Freeze. No, not Daddy Freeze. Paul Okoye. No, not Paul Okoye. That would have been predictable too. Tonto? I think Tonto said something. I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But the person, let me tell you who posted. It was actually Nino. Okay. It was Nino B. Bolanle Nino Lowo. We covered his story here. He didn't say a lot. We kind of dissected his little PR statement that had tons of holes in it that gave him away. Gave him away as not guilty or being at fault, as lacking competence, skills. Okay, that's all I do here. Skills, competence, game. Not if you are right or wrong. I don't know who is right or wrong. I don't do that here. I don't do judgment here. Okay. He first of all posted something, I think 14 hours ago. Let me see. He posted something 14 hours ago. He said, telling my side of the story doesn't matter to me anymore. Life happened. I healed. But most importantly, I learned who deserves a seat at my table and will no longer be invited. Baba, you go there all right, oh. You know, these people don't care, including myself, okay? We only care about the lessons from our audience here, content creation, coaching. You know, these examples are where we learn what to tell our clients, what not to do, how not to move, right? So, I don't know, you know. So, but obviously he's talking to, he now posted a support 8 hours ago for, he posted a support 8 hours ago for, whatchamacallit, for DO2DTUN. I'm going to read that to you right now. It says, I had an hour on the phone with you yesterday, DO2DTUN, and thanks for sharing your pain and concerns with me. I pray and hope God guides and blesses you with the humility, strength, knowledge, and wisdom to navigate, persevere, and overcome. Note that anyone trying to take your kids or deprive you of your fundamental rights is already occupied with an objective that's targeted at disturbing your mental health and stability, which will have a ripple effect on your ongoing success and impede your daily life progress. That's a fact. On the contrary, you also need to understand that whosoever is in the act of doing such is already occupied with an objective so big and overwhelming that has in effect tampered, if not stopped, your life and human progress, as they have unconsciously taken on a task that has begun to hinder their personal growth and will undermine their possible future accomplishments. Their entire focus is you. See, that statement is correct. If and only if, right, that's actually what they're doing. As in, like, they take the focus and they put on you and they want to hurt you. They want to be wicked to you. Okay? You see, there's an way Yoruba I'm trying to remember, right? It is true. It is in fact true that Omotoni iya oni sun, ono oni foju korun. But here's the reality. Iya niyen, omo niyen. How do I say this in English? They have a relationship. Two to get two. There's nothing new about what has just been said. It's nothing profound about it. DO2 is in a relationship with his ex-wife for the rest of his life and the life of those kids. Whichever one lasts the longest. So if they are basically trying to drag each other, they've taken each other's peace away. Right? And this statement is indicating that it's kind of like one-sided. Somebody just woke up one day, I'm going to be wicked to you. As opposed to, we both found ourselves because of a relationship instead of poto. Right? So, the statement is true. But as always, it's not about if the statement is true or not. It's about what cards are you dealt as a human being? Do you know how to play them? Right? Anyway, let's continue. It's like trying to punish a person while unknowingly digging a pit for your future self. Good. Now, on the on the good side, on the flip side of what I just said, it might be good for Dotun to realize that so he can slow down and refocus back on his purpose. Right? But when you name the other parts, when you name them or paint them as wicked, you're not helping them. You're not. Because there's only one thing you do to wicked people. You shoot them on the head. You terminate them. Is it that easy for Dotun to do that? No, now. The same thing that we ask you to do when you're already outside of the relationship, what you have to do, regardless, once you end the relationship. It's like the same thing we ask you to do before you start a war is what you have to do to end the war. Negotiations. Right? The only difference is that there will be casualty if you wait until later. There will be damages. There will be destruction. Right? That's the only difference. Please gain the strength to turn your pains and frustration to motivation. I like that. Let them inspire you rather than annoying you, or you shall see that there is indeed light at the end of the tunnel. You will triumph. Only God is king, and power belongs to He alone. He alone, He only is Father to all. We are just caretakers, and He will judge and render mercy to all by not only our actions, but most importantly, our intentions. Stay strong, brother. I think it's a good, motivation speech for him. He might need it at this point in time, but I think Dotto needs tough love at this point. I think he needs people that will tell him the truth. Not truth tellers. That's not what I am saying, but people that will say, "Wow, what do you want?" Okay, this move is not gonna help. This move is not gonna help. This move that seemingly seems like make you feel better about yourself now, you'll feel worse about it tomorrow, right? And I hope he has that in his corner, not just public social media posts, right? So that was Ninobi posting a message to Dot. All right. So the wife came back after the original post. All right. She came back and posted what I am about to read to you right now. Let's see. She said, "Let me give this clarification." This was about 10 hours ago. Okay. 10 hours ago. Okay. She said, let me give this clarification because of sincere concern of those who have reached out to me. This is what Taiwo, the badge, is saying. One, this one is a long one. I'm warning you. This is why I scheduled this show today. Okay. She says, 1, Dotun, our kids are fine, and it is indeed good for you to see them and give them your treat as their father. It is indeed your right to spend time with them. My legal team has initiated contact on Friday, the 13th of October 2023, after your interview with Daddy Freeze. My lawyer spoke with Daddy Freeze and acknowledged your right to the kids and agreed to initiate the process on the condition that their address will not be on social media. You know this. All right, we're going somewhere. That's number 1 of about 13. Okay. Now keep in mind the last statement I said she just basically just shaming language, shaming the guy. She never addressed the idea that he wants to see his kids, right? And she said something to the effect that I'm protecting the kids from you. I said, no, you can't do that. It's the authorities that get to do that. Omo ijoba anyone at the end of the day. You don't get to do that. They're in your custody. You don't own them. They are individuals, human beings. They came here separately through you, biologically speaking. These are the things that we need to settle in our brain so that we don't move mad when you end up in relationship crisis. Number 2, also yesterday, the 14th of October, 2023, similar discussion took place with a respected lawyer from the Femi Falanos family, and there was similar agreement. All you needed was to follow through. However, since you want the discussion on social media, you can see the kids even this moment and even have them during holidays. All you need to do is to reach out on how You can see the kid. How? See the kid on screen? Like this one? Right? We can see the kids. So does that mean you can see the kids physically, or is open? There's an open angle there. But let's see. Let's wait. Right? I will not post on Instagram to tell you to come to so address. Why not? Because she doesn't like public stuff, right? It makes sense. It makes sense so far, right? I encourage your lawyers to reciprocate, provided that we will maintain the confidentiality of their address. We can do that now or anytime. 3. You know, access to the kids has never been the issue. When you filed a motion for divided custody during holidays and festive period, my legal team raised no objection. I wanted to shield our children from the tumult of our issues, but now they know. The court granted the order for divided custody on holidays and festive seasons on June 6, 2022. I direct your attention to Order 1 on your Instagram post from October 11, 2023, where you shared the court order in an attempt to rally support on social media. Please read the court order again. So he's been posting the court orders on social media to rally social media support. You know, we're in the era, everybody just shout out now so that you can get help, right? Everybody forgot that there are counselors, there are coaches, there are pastors. Yes, some of those pastors are good enough, right? There are people, there are elders in your family. Some of them are for free, and some of them have shown that they can actually be respectful in how they help you, right? But no, let's rally support on social media so that it doesn't become a mobile story. You see how we take things out of context, right? We don't want this now. He's shouting now. He's making noise now, and nobody is listening. People's family matter. Come on now, Nigerians. Come on now. Like, is it really that tough to comprehend these things and put them to? I know it's a lot of pieces. I get it. But Jesus. Anyway, in July 2022, let's be clear, we all need support, but it must be within controlled environments. Okay? And controlled environments could be this kind of platform too, but it must be a controlled environment. You have to make sure you know what you're doing. You're in a relationship with another human being. Number 4, in July 2022, I coordinated their holiday with you. You picked them up at 12:30 p.m., well, that's over a year ago, on July 17, 2022, and they were with you for a month throughout the holiday. You treated the girls to enjoyable experiences, and I even suggested the older one to use daddy's money for my snacks. On July, I guess that's like funny banter. Yeah, right. On July 18th, you messaged me about helping me get my remaining clothes in the house. I didn't fight and we conversed amicably. 5, in mid-August, you posted a TikTok video with the girls on Instagram. And while some appreciated it, some comments turned inappropriate. I simply urged caution and expressed my concern that our 5- and 7-year-old daughters were too young to be exposed to social media, and you know I don't like it. Okay? Now, let me ask you ladies in the chat, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I should say, right? If you have shared custody of some type with your ex, and whichever side you fall on, would you rather be in agreement if the kids should go on social media or not? Or do you think, 2, 1, you think there should be an agreement? 2, put 2 if you feel like, well, as long as one parent is okay with it, it shouldn't be an issue. Put that in the chat really quickly. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. Do you think, 1, as long as the babies are with him, they should be able to feel free to post their, right? 2, no, that's 2 actually. 1 is you need agreement on both sides. 2, you don't need agreement on both sides as long as you have the full custody in that moment with the babies. Let me continue while you're doing that. All right, so clearly she wasn't happy with that. It said, I don't like it. Your reaction was intense. You lashed out at me and my family and reminded me that you had the final say in such matters. That is a fantasy, gentlemen. Okay, just letting you know. You subsequently blocked me, unless you live in a village. You can't live in Abuja and Lagos and say that. It's just, it's not your reality. So stop saying that, okay? Your power lies in understanding what your realities are and then learning how to mitigate if you want more. You don't just lower giddy coconut head. It's not going to work out. Anything westernized, Lagos, Abuja, Lekki, overseas, it's not going to work. In the village, you can get away with all types of nonsense. Yeah, I called it nonsense, right? But that's not your reality. If you can't face your reality, you don't deserve to have any more power. Anyway, let's continue. He said he should have final say in such matters. You subsequently blocked me, according to her, of course, allegedly. You subsequently blocked me on WhatsApp and all social media platforms till date. So you only can reach out. 6. We're on number 6 right now. Okay. Come November 2022, you blocked me on WhatsApp to discuss the children. And you unblocked me to discuss the children, and you informed me you booked their flight for their festive season and you will pick them 14th of December. Okay. July, December, right? 7. In accordance with the court's order for divided custody during holidays and festive periods, I propose that you could come to get them and return them to me after Christmas so they could spend the new year with me. All right. So she said Christmas over there, New Year here, right? This proposal sparked controversy and led to disparaging comments about me and my family. Okay. The evidence lies in our WhatsApp conversations and I can readily provide screenshots. You insisted it must be for all holidays be your interpretation of the court order. Mine, by your interpretation of the court order. Mine only is school period. 8. Your reaction escalated to the point where you threatened and arrived at my house with the police. In our estate, access is granted only by the occupants, and this resulted in a heated altercation that the security personnel intervened in. After you were repelled, I left the house, leaving only the house help. You returned hours later, issued an apology to the chief security officer, CSO, and initiated a fresh video recording. Yet, it was evident that my nanny, who regarded you as a part of her family, remained deeply perturbed in your presence. 9. This incident prompted my decision to file a petition with the police and share some of my experiences, something I had refrained from doing publicly until then. That was the first time this matter came out. The revelation of the abuse and mistreatment I endured during our marriage deeply shocked my parents, particularly Dakpo. 10. Dakpo is the bunch, if you're wondering. Yvette says 1. That means there needs to be agreement. Simisola says it's fair to have an agreement. Hi, Ola. Hi, Simi. Hello. Paula says 1. Okay, so nobody says 2, right? Where if you have custody, I can put my babies on the social media. Well, guess what? In reality, right, if we know that somebody is going to say 2 out there, even if there's a possibility of a 2, right, that creates an automatic division. So in this case, since we have to collaborate on what's healthy for us, I think it automatically by default goes to 1, right? Like, if you can do what you do and they ask for forgiveness later, but if they insist, right? Because I'm an advocate of asking for forgiveness before permission. Don't come here with that. I know what I'm saying. Ask for forgiveness before permission. Okay? All right? If you have to ask for forgiveness, then you can ask for forgiveness. And then you can say, hey, it was fun for them. What can we work out? Not to use coconut head. Because there's no developed society in the world where they're going to just say, oh, yeah, you have final say. No, you don't. Okay? As a matter of fact, both of you parents don't have final say. The government have final say. Are you whining me? 11. Let me see. Did I finish 10? I think I did. No. 10. Following this, you filed for contempt of court because you claim the entire holiday period is for you, to which my lawyers responded by asserting that the court order was clear about divided custody during holidays. But you were assured the court would jail me for contempt. So you focused on the contempt. Yvette, correct me if I'm correct. You're a lawyer, right, Yvette? You're a lawyer. Correct me if I'm correct. But you were assured the court would jail me for contempt. So you focused on the contempt and never communicated about the children again to me and request for them. Kindly put evidence out after filing your last contempt and prayers that I should be jailed. So he was asking that the court should jail her, right? Listen, this is the way he conducted himself over the past 48 hours. My personal opinion, I believe it. Okay? I believe that. Okay? It's just... Oh, she said medical. Okay, all right. There's a way. Somebody's a lawyer here, though. I forgot what that person is. Somebody's a lawyer. That you requested to see kids and made any efforts whatsoever. Kindly put evidence out after filing your last contempt and prayers that I should be jailed that you requested to see the kids or made any efforts whatsoever. 11. In court, we emphasized our duty to share custody. We argued, assuming the children were in a boarding school. The order is that during holidays, custody should be divided. Assuming the children were in a boarding school, during holidays, it should be divided. My lawyers provided evidence of their travels during the first holiday to the court. We also pointed out our appeal for divided custody during Christmas and New Year. DO2DTUN, the court did not jail me, and your failure in court subsequently led to public denunciations of me, my family, and even the court. This was 10 hours ago. She actually put a caption, DO2DTUN, God will forgive you. This has nothing to do with God. This has everything to do with two people that don't know what they're doing, okay? And when everything fails, I personally prefer that the man should at least know what he's doing because he's supposed to be the man, right? Okay. 12. Simply because of this, you abandoned your responsibilities and had to step in. Nobody pays bills for me, not even my brother. I took them to a school I can afford, DO2DTUN. And particularly when your daughter fell seriously ill, I was there alone. This continued until I required a major surgery on March 20, 2023, during which your unresponsiveness raised significant concerns. Pictures, videos, and messages providing evidence of this event are already submitted in court, and you have it. The surgery was carried out by one Dr. Amos or Amosu in pediatric. Hold on. Or whatever department of Ogun State Teaching Hospital. I was ready to talk to a family member for any support for private hospital. Yet, painfully, your only reaction was to threaten taking legal action against my entire family for not seeking your permission before a life-saving surgery. DO2DTUN, don't push me. All right. 13. Now, keep in mind with that 12 point, none of it address seeing the kid. So let me say that for DO2DTUN. The point is that he wants to see his kids. That's really the main point. Okay. But again, where there is there's no smoke without fire, right? Remember I said that on the last episode. I said this, when people are weaponizing kids, the statement is not accurate by default. There's a lot of right? There's a lot of things. Tell us the rest of the stories too. When people weaponize sex, the statement by default is inaccurate. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. You can say you don't know, but for you to get to a solution, forget me, okay? It's not okay. Who am I? I don't need your story. But for you to get to a solution, yeah, I can tell you this as part of the content here. For you to get to a solution, you need to assess the rest of the story, okay? Assess as an ASSESS, not access, because not that. The ASSE, you need to assess the rest of the story, right? That will get you closer, okay, to the solution you're looking for. Any attempt to completely disregard the rest of the story, I'm sorry if we're going. You and everybody, including the person that's the wife, the Taiwo, the DO2DTUN, the children, you will all collect.
Sorry, yo.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure my stream is good, right? You guys are good. Can you guys hear me? All right. Is my stream good? I hope so. You guys can hear me clearly, right? All right, good. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. I beg. Hit that like. I'm continuing. We're on number, what, 13? I'm not sure. We're on number. Let's see. She said, DO2DTUN, don't push me. That's number 12. Number 13. It is on record that since the episode of the contempt of court, you didn't reach out or ask about the children, be it directly or through a third party. Since the episode of the contempt of court, that's in December. Okay. All you did is file a new court contempt, which still failed. Thank you, Roro and Yvette. All you did is file a new court contempt, which still failed just because I said bring them back after Christmas. 14. I refrained from sharing my real experiences with the Banj. Now, that part makes sense to me because the worst thing that a woman wants to be, not even just women, even men, okay, that they want to be is come off as they don't have their shit together to their family, to the extended family. Like that's, at some point you feel the level of shame you don't want to share with your siblings because they might be having a good time. You don't want them to hear from you. It's just negative all the time. At least there's usually one side who doesn't like that, right? So I believe that. She said, I refrain from sharing my real experiences with the Banj, more so that we had discussions about alarming reports of your violence nature by some daddy freeze. Wait, what? Let me read that again. I refrain from sharing my real experiences with the Banj, more so that we had discussions. We had discussion about alarming reports of your violence nature by some daddy freeze. Daddy freeze used to work with him at the same radio station, I think. They're at least colleagues in the radio industry. How you molested your ex-girlfriend and assaulted a staff at work. The Banj said I should make sure I verify what Daddy Freeze said. But you fought Daddy Freeze and I stood in your defense, but you had to learn the hard way. Ha! Hold on 1 second, people. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Whoa. Let me come to the chat real quickly. Mario said, but she married him. Daddy Freeze was trying to help him. Maybe they amended their age, but Daddy Freeze, maybe in the past, maybe he exposed some of the things he knew, because I think they might have had some kind of disagreement in the past, like a beef or something like that. Let me see here. This people, there might be more to this. Let me see. Recent. I'm looking at November 20, 2016. I see a headline here on Bella Niger. It says, freeze, you are going out of line and losing focus. Oh, okay. So it looked like they were talking about Yoruba women and Igbo women. Okay, all right. There's nothing there. I'm trying to see more recent, if anything there. Yeah, I think I recall they might have some issues in the past. I see it's not your partner's job to make sure you don't cheat. DO2DTUN disagrees with, okay, so they've had like just intellectual debates. I see that. Anyway, they were colleagues. Let me even stop. Let's not dig up what is not. Let me assume nothing happened between them. But the wife is saying something happened. Okay, that's what the wife is saying. Say, Daddy Freeze says some about something that happened at your job. Anyway, today, okay, so she said, I stood in your defense but had to learn the hard way. Today, Daddy Freeze, who is seeking justice, knows what you are capable of. He has access to your CCTV records. Because Daddy Freeze was a boss at that station, I think, at some point. 15. The band extended his support to our wedding. He bore the financial burden to have our first daughter's birth in the United States. You didn't even have the visa to be there. Paid our rent, going as far as purchasing the brand new car, which I eventually gave to you. He continued to extend support during the arrival of our second child, even when you were actively present, as God slowly began to transform our circumstances. Before then, it was the band and the mother you now find happiness in ridiculing. 16, remember that he said at one point that the mother said, borrow me 10 million, 15 million, 5 million because it was being tested, which I also mentioned that he said that's weird, but there's more to the story. 16, and when God showed up, I became your enemy. I cannot dress well. I cannot fuck well. I cannot do anything. I cannot take pictures. I cannot do makeup even when you knew me from day one that I am not that. I'm not that. I tried to meet up so that I can start sucking your dick. Oh no. That I never did at the early stage of our marriage. Okay. DO2DTUN, you almost spied the human being in me. Let me slow down on all the languages before they mess up this video. Right? It's probably messed up already. Anyway. DO2DTUN, you almost killed, I just said it, the human being in me. But this should not be transferred to the kids because God is with me. DO2DTUN, let's not use the kids to fight old wounds. There's more to the story. I told you there's more to the story. Let me see. Shout out to all of you listening to me. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I beg. Oh, Lord. All right. She said, DO2DTUN, let's not use the case to fight old wounds. Regardless, and for our children's sake, my lawyer suggested to me yesterday that through Daddy Freeze or Folake Falana, we can ensure a process for you to see our kids in 24 hours. She still says see you, not come and pick up the kids, okay? So you can see a kid through FaceTime. Don't forget that, right? You can see a kid through video call or WhatsApp. You can even see a kid through YouTube. But you will not do your video for Instagram. That's the Instagram content that they were doing up to last year. And our address kept confidential. She wants to keep the address confidential. Why? Could it be because only FaceTime can happen within 24 hours? Let's continue. Anyway, you can also have them for holidays. Even for a start, you can unblock me and initiate a video call with them. What? Right? Oh, so it's not the same. She was saying see the kids, right? It's not the same. She separated them. Anyway, 17. I don't have 17 fingers. I have 10. 17. Tell the people sending death threats. Nigerians. Right? If you don't know what you're doing in your own life, relax. Empathize without taking sides. if you don't even know what you are doing with your own life yet, right? If your own breath stinks too, right? If your own shit stinks too, relax before you project on other people. 17, tell the people sending spy threats to me the truth that I never denied you access. See, she did. Did she deny access? Well, he blocked her. Okay, according to her, he blocked her, and he wants to pick up the case now suddenly because there's some kind of holiday, I guess, and he started to para. Anyway, he tried to reach out. Maybe he was blocked too. Okay. Anyway, who knows? Let's assume that DO2DTUN is right. You know, Nigerians have picked sides already. Let's just assume that DO2DTUN is right. Okay. She blocked her. She's saying I didn't block. Okay. But let's just say, okay, he blocked. Believe DO2DTUN at all costs, right? Let's continue. He just wanted something else, and I pray for them all. God will bless them with a person like, oh, not curse. And then she signed Oyebanjo Taiwo Omotayo, 15th October 2023. That was 10 hours ago. Okay, there's been some more back and forth since then. I'm going to come back to that, but let me come to the comments. If there's anything, Dilo say Jesus. Wait till be this one like this. Such a it is messy. It is messy. People just don't wake up one day and everything become messy over. No, and people don't say like, oh, they just a bad person overnight. No, you can trace it all of that back to two things: pride, unrealistic expectation. Okay, third thing, lack of competence, lack of game, lack of skill. Okay, that's what it comes down to. Okay, the rest of it, people have tolerated more. Whatever you can mention, financial abuse, infidelity, people have tolerated more than that when it feels right. All right, people have enabled worse when it feels right. All of us should just stop the cap. Okay, it is when you don't stop feeling funny and you now start pointing out all these other things, and then when you get to court, you record infidelity. Somebody pull all that data. You say, oh, it's infidelity causing it. It's financial abuse. A lie. That's just the symptoms. Okay, that's the symptoms. The fight is so messy and dirty. I feel bad for the children. Yeah, the children are the one suffering the most here, and they are the most vulnerable in all of this, right? Anyway, let's see. So that was Taiwo's first take. Now, that's Taiwo, right? So DO2DTUN said, lies. What did you expect? You have unrealistic expectation. You think DO2DTUN will just submit, right? Your DO2DTUN will just be like, yeah, you're kind of right. Okay, now let's work something out. Let me FaceTime my kids. You think that's what she's going to do? No, you tell me. What was your expectation? Tell me. What was your expectation? You thought DO2DTUN was going to be like, yeah, you kind of right. You right, you know. All right? There's only one person, maybe a second person, and to be started doing that now, that will ever tell you you're right when you end up in a funky situation with them. That's me. Okay, now secondly, Auntie B.
You're right.
That's it. Everybody else, forget that thing. Especially if it's a personal relationship between the two of you. You're a liar. They will tell you you're a liar, and they will paint the picture too, and they will try to get the whole world, all 20 million monitoring spirits, to believe them.
Abba is a lie. Lie.
Manage your expectations around human beings. Human beings are mad. 100%. Forget that thing. Forget 100%. Okay. Ola, you're generalizing. I know. Okay. Human beings are mad. They are not your mate. Manage your expectations. Manage your pride. If you care about the relationships, get some skills. Just being good is not good enough. Are you going to argue with DO2DTUN that he's not a good man? You want to argue with him? How do you think that's going to go? How do you think that's going to fly? That's not going to work out. That's not going to work out well, right? Anyway, let's continue. You guys are waiting for me to continue, so let's get into it. So of course DO2DTUN had I think he had like a part 1, a part 2. He's like, you're right, you're a liar, freaking lies, right? He said, okay, he said, Taiwo, your lies score me, part 1, with a cry emoji. Let me show you. Here you go. Let's see. With a cry emoji. Taiwo, your lies score me. These people, man. It's not just DO2DTUN and Taiwo. Let's stop the cap. There's too many people moving mad like this out there. That's the whole point of this live stream. Okay? All right? Crisis will happen in life. It's just what it is. That's what makes life life. It's beautiful that way. Precisely. Okay? It's beautiful that way. That's when you have good times. The reason why you're able to comprehend good times is because you've been through the poto before. So when you find yourself in the valley of the shadow of you know what, learn how to appreciate that moment, because that's how sweet it's going to be when you do find yourself out of it again. Right? Understand that it's just a life default. It's not just the person. There's minority when it comes to people just want to be mad at you. They're also functioning the way you function. Right? Hurt people hurt people. Every action is a reaction. If you know some of these basic things, you will move better in life. You'll move better. When you see somebody act somehow, know that it's a reaction. It's not necessarily a reaction to you, right? But you're in a relationship with them. You have to own some of that. That's now effectively your problem. What are you going to do with that? Point fingers? There's 4 of them pointing at you at any point in time. It's not going to work. Right? The more you point fingers, the more you dig yourself up more. The more you dig, it just gets worse and worse and worse. That's the reality. It's not just me, it's not just you, it's all of us. Right? But you see how DO2DTUN is moving, you see how Taiwo is moving? Do you smell any accountability anywhere here? Maybe it's just me. Do you smell any accountability? Anyway, DO2DTUN says, Taiwo, your lies score me. He says, I am typing this and I am deeply broken. Who did I marry? Let me shock you. Let me shock you. All of us, you get into a space where you ask that question. It's not just you. You thought your situation was special, right? Snowflakes special. All of us, you will enter a space. If you haven't done it yet, you will question, you will curse the day you met that person. If it's not there yet, prepare yourself so that you can respond accordingly, properly, in a way that benefits your relationship when that happens. He said, who did I marry? Why do you lie so much? I mean, it's 2 people, because they're both going to accuse themselves of lying, right? Seeing my children is the only important thing to me. Oh, wait. He posted a picture of Elantra earlier. Okay, let's continue. You have not lied that you have given me access to our children. You have not. And I have still not received any notification on how to see my children. I have taken the time to look through my records, bank accounts, chats, and other exchanges, and I will address each of your claims one after the other in no particular order with evidence. Yeah. Do you think it's going to have evidence? Is it going to be enough?
You go explain, because no evidence.
Is it going to be enough evidence now? If you ask me, who I go ask? Anyway, let's continue. In the past, You had gotten away with posting lies about me because you banked on my status as a public figure, right? And that I wouldn't respond. That time has passed. You lied that I could not be in the US for the birth of our first child because I didn't have visa. Taiwo, why now? Why now? Taiwo, why now? Where's my sound effects?
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
Why, Taiwo? Why?
Why the fuck you lying?
Who are we going to believe now? I was in the US. In fact, Your Naija, who is another radio host in Nigeria, comedian, I think I've met Your Naija before. Your Naija visited us in Houston at the house I rented where your parents lived with us. Taiwo, with 3 exclamation marks. I have attached I've attached images of me in the US. It was for our second born that I could not travel because of work, and my mother went. Yaw and Wheezy Wee with his mom visited us in Houston. I have always been a hard-working young man. What I tell you, it's a good man. I already said that for Dotun. Remember in the beginning of the live stream, I said Dotun is a good man. It's not only bad people that end up in divorce court. How many times do I need to say that? I will keep saying it. Divorce court is not just for bad people. Okay? It's not. Bad relationships is not just for bad people. That couldn't be real. It's just not realistic that would be the truth. Good people end up in the poto all the time. If you haven't seen it, go to the divorce court steps. You will see them there. Okay? Exchanging babies on the doorsteps of the courts. Because they can't, the courts deemed it like this is our property. Yes, your children are their properties, and we can trust you with the way you conduct yourselves around them. And they can't do a good job as the parents. If the parents would just get their shit together, they can't do as much of a good job. But when the government says I can do a better job, it was really messy. That it must have been really messy. At least that mess was created by at least one person has to take ownership in that now. And if the actual person is not taking ownership, can at least the leader take some ownership in that? Is that possible at all? In this world we live in 2023. No, it's yours. No, you caused it. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. Right? And the government say, well, since it's family matter, we can't say you're not going to go to jail for this, but we will take over the children from you. Okay, we will help you. We will provide mediation as much as you need, but we will help you. You this. First of all, give us our fees because this is business for them. Don't get it twisted. Okay, but then after that, they will levy who they deem fit per what they think is best for the children. And God helps you. God helps you that your wife is not a person who smoke crack. Omo, you go collect. Anyway, let's continue. This is all shalaye that's not going to help, right? It's only going to make things worse. More damages. I've always been an hard-working young man that never shies away from his responsibilities. He's a good man. There's no question. Taiwo, why? Taiwo, your lies scare me. This is how he typed it, by the way. Okay. And then he circled it. He said, the band extended his support for our wedding. He bore the financial burden, baba. Shebi now brother be the band. What if he helped him, call? What if it was a lie, call? Shebi you just want to see your child. Oh, you just want to see your child. Who go on you? He put his whole picture. Look at this. He put your whole legal name out there for just still not enough. Still not enough evidence. Why you go shalaye tired?
We go explain because no evidence.
Let me come to the chat small. Oh, maybe she meant scare me. Maybe. Who knows? I think the woman should try not to talk anymore. Let people say the truth will suffice. Children can be impressionable later in life, but it's hard to tell your part. I fear situations like this. No, none of them are going to, people are going to take the sides they're going to take. It's not going to help either side. It's definitely not going to help the children, And that's one of the major lessons here today. You're going to have the urge, rightfully so, okay, because you feel hurt, to drag your partner. You're going to have the urge. All right? And it's going to be very hard without support to refrain yourself from doing it. Because that experience is painful. And sometimes the only out is, right? And sometimes that's all you can do to save yourself. I want to definitely even acknowledge that. But if you are doing it on a consistent basis, I have every reason to know that you have support. You just refuse to use the support. More healthier support. If it's a one-time situation, you cried out for help and people help you and then we're now taking care of this. Sure. But on a consistent basis, this is your track record. You tend to run to social media. Baba. That issue is deep. That means there is help. But you have coconut head. That's all it means. For that same reasons, I don't believe Taiwo. It's so sad that the kids are in the middle of this. Yeah, for some reasons you don't believe Taiwo. Yeah. Listen, we're going to take, like if you notice, I'm doing evil, right? I'm trying my best. It's still not evil. Me, I'm biased. Let me be honest with you. I hold the men accountable. Why? Because I love them. They can't afford to move like women. You can't afford it. You will hurt yourself, bro. That's not where your power is. You can't do it. We meant to cry. They're not helping you. They will make it worse for you. If what they're trying to say is that you need support system, yes, you do. But it's not public. It's not public. The universe is going to work against you. You're just one person. Everyone will move on with their life in less than 24 hours, guaranteed. And you stamped basically your conduct all over the internet. You can never erase it. You don't have that luxury. So I am biased in that sense. If everything fails, the man should find enough support system and get himself together. It feels like heaven is going to fall out of the skies. It won't. You'll wake up in the morning. Highly likelihood you'll wake up in the morning again and it will be sunshine. But you can't erase all those things off the internet. You can't. And your whole life is ahead of you. It's going to be good again. It's going to be all right. And yes, women should listen to what I just said too. I'm just saying, sometimes in life, this difficult situation, it seems like the only thing you're left with is to hold her accountable. That's not true. That's not true. That's a way that God set up this thing. You have power. And the devil is going to deceive you that you don't. Because again, it feels like heaven's going to fall out of the skies. Anxiety, everything, you're going to be shaking. And it's only going to get worse if you don't find proper support system within controlled environment. Monitoring spirits are not controlled environment. Unless that's a last resort. And you cannot claim it's the last resort multiple times. You can't claim that. After that first time, it's coconut head. You're chasing clout. You're looking for validations in the wrong places. And unless we're talking about life and death issues. But I hear you. We never know, right? But okay. At some point, if everybody start claiming we never know, it's going to be chaotic out here now. We need structures. We need controlled environment. We need institutions, right? And all of that, none of it is perfect. You need lots of patience to leverage them in your, and part of your leverage is patience. And I'm not talking about patience just needs to do 2 minutes or 2 days. No, patience that will test you. Yes, it's easier said than done. Precisely what I am saying, but it's going to get worse if you plaster all these damages all over the place, beyond just your generation, because now children are involved. Right? No accountability here. I don't entire that space to or reality MOP. They should stop this. Yeah, relax. What's so much pettiness? Yeah, anybody can be petty, and you never know whose pettiness is going to be greater or that can terminate all of it. The ultimate. You never know. Calm down. The rest of your life is ahead of you. Whatever you're going through, somebody has gone through it before. You're not that special. Stop the cap. You're not. Okay? Somebody have gone through, there's some rare occasions, or somebody, there's a rare condition. Yeah, you hear that? That's why they call it rare condition. Relationship matters is not rare condition. It's not. Show Mama says, shout out to you, Show Mama. Always good to see you because you're one of our biggest supporters here. I appreciate you. I say, out of respect for these blessed children, I beg them to stop. Can't learn enough here. After church, here's a place of getting some sense. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You put your whole legal, you have visa to America, hey? Yeah, inshallah, yeah, you just explain tire, Baba.
Explain, because no evidence.
I'm actually trying to see if I can do on time today. Let me see. It's Sunday evening, because I know you guys have work tomorrow, right? Oh, let's see. Put a legal document out there. Okay, so yes, let me show you some evidence. Maybe it will be enough. Maybe you can take sides with DO2DTUN. Finally, he has pictures of I guess they were in Houston for the birth of the baby. I guess pictures from back there. I just shout out to Brother Ben. He said earlier 2 kids married. Yes, I agree with that. You know, adults become children when they don't have the skills. They become children. No, not just the women. Adults, when they don't have the skills, when they enter romantic relationships, and when it gets to that inevitable place where it's funky, it's gonna happen. It's not a if, it's when, right? They become children, literally, right? They're worse than the children. Some of them, their children say, "Mommy, stop! Mommy, stop!" You never heard that before, right? Cool FM. DO2DTUN Ojuolakpe's wife delivered a baby girl in Houston. Is this evidence? Is this evidence enough for you to take sides with DO2DTUN? Because I'm not sure what he's looking for. Because definitely Taiwo is not going to bend. Not with this. It's getting worse. It's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Alright? I don't know what you expect out of this, but this is unrealistic expectations at best. At best. Yeah. Anyway. Part 2, he came back. Part 2, your lies score me. Part 2 of 5. Well, let me get to his page. You know, maybe is this Instagram? Let me see. Maybe there's more up there. Since they want to give us evidence, maybe one day his evidence will be enough. Maybe, right? You never know, right? Maybe one day it will be enough for us to take sides. From the look of things, it doesn't look to me that Taiwo cares. It doesn't look to me that Taiwo cares. All right. Oh, there's some more evidence on this page. Maybe that will help him. Anyway. So he says, lie 2. Your lies scare me. Okay. Your lies scare me. Part 2. Your lies scare me. That's what he said. Lie 2, you said I can see my children anytime. I have it on good authority, confirmed by someone close to you that my children are no longer in Nigeria. Oh. She said you can see them. I think she meant FaceTime and WhatsApp. This is evil. This is wrong. FaceTime is not seeing the kids. That's FaceTime. Can I see you now? Yeah, I'm coming over. No, FaceTime. Because, wow. He continues. He said, wait. Taiwo, as usual, you have quickly activated your brother's extensive PR machinery to claim that I can now access my children at any time. You claim your legal team initiated contact. You even went a step further to say your lawyer spoke with Daddy Freeze. Now, I have it on good authority that in contravention of the order of the court and in the face of an existing contempt charge, my children are no longer in Nigeria. Maybe they're in Dubai for a weekend? I mean, they have an uncle who is the bunch. Maybe just for the weekend? And maybe they're gone. Maybe want to jump past Canada forever. Ooh. What do you think the mind is going to assume? Think about human beings now for a second. The mind is going to assume best case scenario for a weekend Dubai. Worst case scenario, Jackpa for life to Canada. He doesn't have visa for Canada. He has visa for only US. Which one? Worst case scenario, they completely relocated. Best case scenario, which one do you think his mind will assume? Right? Let's continue. Is this what he heard a few days ago? Maybe that's why he kept like, I need to see my children now. Maybe he saw a little screenshot of uncle in Dubai with the children. Maybe that's why he's calling out the bunch. Oh, the bunch keeps coming up on this. Okay, let's continue. In the face of an existing contempt charge, my children are no longer in Nigeria. This was why you were insistent in your charade of a statement that I should not post any detail about your claim to have granted me access to the children. Of course, you can't, if you're in Dubai, you can't tell anybody. Once you tell her, she was giving condition, unrealistic expectation. Somebody who's done the para for internet for the past few days, you think he's going to obey condition, you see unrealistic expectation. You see, pride is a bastard. Pride destroys everything. Everything. Even the court don't really have much control when it comes to family issues. They will just charge you money. Okay, they will drag you in the muds if you don't know how to handle your family matters at home. That's what will happen. Yeah. I know. It's so sad. Yeah, it's family matters. It's not criminal. I know. But they're in the business of helping you. If you don't know how to do it, they will charge you a little fee. They will help you with a mediation, right? And they will put a judgment. You owe this person money. That's about all they can do. Well, that's not all they do. They will help you sow seeds of resentments that you might not be able to come back from for a long time, potentially for the rest of your life. Just be a bitter person. Well, it's the woman. I know. If you can prove that she smoked crack or she's like smoking and bringing men home all the day, maybe they'll give you custody. But in reality, that's not how it's gonna fly for the most part. You do know that, right, gentlemen? Okay, all right. And you wake up, it's like, yeah, well, the father needs the children need the father too. I know. God helps you. You have toddlers. They will ask you if you have breasts too. They will ask you, do you have breasts? No, but the children don't always need breasts. They are always that's shalaye, that's explanation. At some point, they will close the court at 4 p.m. You go home, and you have to be patient. And by the way, your case is not tomorrow morning. It's adjourned to, let me think. You'll be forced to have patience. either you like it or not. Let me continue. He said, this was why you were insistent on your charade of a statement that I should not post any detail about your claim to have granted me access to the children. Taiwo Oyebanjo. You know, there are 2 times that 2 lovers pronounce their full name out. When they are in love passionately and when they hate each other, they pronounce it fully. Taiwo Oyebanjo, I challenge you today, the 15th of October, to send me a location within Nigeria where my children are, or I will be there, and I will be there within 5 hours. Anywhere in Nigeria. Taiwo, no video calls. Well, he has friends, private jets, PJs. You can be anywhere in Nigeria within 5 hours. That's true. Anywhere in Nigeria, Taiwo, no video calls, no WhatsApp calls, no audio calls. I have never posted my children's location, so your attempt at gaslighting me and the entire country has failed woefully. You claim I blocked you, when indeed you were the one that blocked me on all lines. Oh yeah, I cannot believe that part, but who I go believe now? Okay, anyway, social media and even the phone number that the children could reach me on. Taiwo, please tell me, did I block my children's phone number too? Oh, they got phone. I believe that part too. You claim you said I could have the kids for festive period, when in fact you said I could not have them at all. I have attached a screen recording of my chat with you where you stated categorically that the kids are spending the festive season with you. I have also attached my messages to you from 14 December 2022 to July 2023, which did not deliver after you blocked me. You said in your statement, well, if you block a person, they block you back, which is part of the childish behavior that men and women do when they hate each other after a failed romantic attempt. Right? They block each other, right? So I'm not sure they're not telling us, are they telling us anything new? Right? Which did not deliver after you blocked me. You said in your statement that since I filed the contempt charge, I didn't reach out. Hit the like button, I beg. Hit the like button, I beg. How would you have received my messages when you have blocked me everywhere and even categorically told me that I would not be able to have the kids? You know what they do? They block each other. When they want to send a message, they will now unblock and send, forgetting that the other person might have blocked you. Madness. Right? Till today, I remain blocked on your phone. Who we go believe now? Taiwo Ibanjo, again. I will be happy to be proven wrong that my children are still in Nigeria. Send me their location, Taiwo. I will be there within 5 hours. Taiwo, I say your lies scared the living daylight out of me. Part 3 coming. Somebody's taking side here. Somebody said, some Tinksy star says, see, I don't want to hear anything Taiwo is saying. Any one woman that is using kids to fight a marital battle is evil, especially when the father poses no threat to the life. Unrealistic expectations at best. Oh, okay, sorry, content creation also. You just shalaye, no evidence. What are you going to tell? You don't think she knows that already? Anyway, he said part 3 coming. Okay, part 3 coming. I don't think there's anything else here. Let's see. This guy. So he's reposting all the support. Let me share this with you. Let's see all the people supporting. Okay. The Mayowa is supporting. Now man, you be DO2DTUN. You see, he's reposting. Ani Kobo. I hope DO2DTUN can connect. Wait. Let's slow down. Let me share that you guys can see clearly. Let's see this. Okay. If you're looking for evidence why everybody is ending up in divorce court, everybody's ghosting each other in the dating scene, these are the reasons in real time. Okay. In real time, people are attempting to use common sense to do romantic relationship. Could it work? Okay, it will not work. Okay, it will not work. This is all common sense based. Imagine if they allow you to go and collect driver license with common sense. Oh, you just press gas. We'll call it gas here. We call it throttle in Nigeria. You just press the throttle, and then you press the brake when you want to slow down. And if you do have a clutch, you know, you release the clutch when you're about to take off. But when you want to press the gear, you press the clutch, right? And you just go to the DMV. That's driver. What do you call it? DMV is Division of Motor Vehicle. I don't know what they call it in Nigeria, where they give you driver license. And you just go there and just use your mouth to say, well, you know, if you have if you do it like that, you do like that, bro. You can't just do bro, right? And they said, you know what? Just give me $26. I'll give you a marriage certificate, right? Imagine if that's what they're doing out there, right? What do we do in marriage? Who gives you license to go and date a person? Nobody. These are all common sense based support. It can't work. It's not gonna work. It's not a curse. There's nothing else in life that will operate like that. Okay. Who else is supporting? Samani Kwoko, Abidemi Savage is supporting. Say, you work your ass out. Okay, let me read that. You work your ass out. The mistake you made was love so hard. Watch God fight for you. He's been talking a lot. Guess what men do when they collect breakfast? Woto. Oh, women do it too, but men do it a lot. They start talking to everybody that's willing to, any listening here. They start talking to them, especially if that person say, oh, I hear you. Because men crave, we crave, especially if it's coming from an angle of praise. We crave that so badly. And there's nothing wrong with you as a man if you crave that too. But when you're in crisis, you got to be careful. Your skill sets are going to be required. Your game are going to be tested. Okay? There's going to be a tons of validation that tell you you are right. Okay? You're right. You're right. And you can't wait to hear that you're right because you're obsessed with being right.
You're right.
And I want to tell you that you're right. But you need game. None of this is the right. Your righteousness is not going to work. It's dirty. It's nasty. It's godo inside of poto. It's not going to work. In the next 48 to 72 hours, guess who else is going to be left in your life outside of all 20 million monitoring spirits? Guess. Guess now. It's going to be Taiwo and those kids. Your worst nightmare. Your worst nightmare is all you're going to have left. All of them. Every single one of them, including the celebrity supports. They will all go back to their own life. All of them. But this video will be here. This video will be here for all of you DO2DTUNs and Taiwos out there. This video will be here. Inshallah. Okay. This video will be here. You can play it over and over again. Okay. Alright. All the support. All you do is love hard. It's not good enough to love hard. You can't pour from an empty cup. That's for you, DO2DTUN. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fail regardless. Especially with your good heart. Okay? Janet Michael Ekanem says, this man is not just a good man. It's every time I hear it, I'm laughing. Okay? It's not a good man to his kids. It's a good man to the people around him too. Auntie Joke Silva, they tagged Auntie Joke. Please look into this matter. Involve Lagos State government. Let's not make, if they involve Lagos, you see jungle justice. You see jungle justice and camouflage, right? The courts are answering to it. The court has some kind of judgment in place, right? Now we should just pull all the strings. Let's jump the line, right? I understand. I know Nigerian courts are not reliable. I get it. But do you see the mindset here? Let's just go straight to go and tag Lagos government so that they can help him get his kids back. Family matters. Involve Lagos State government. Let's not make good people suffer. DO2DTUN. I will support you like you support me. God is... Dotun, I put it to you. I'm your best supporter. These people are not going to support. They're not going to help you. Okay? And I don't mean the actual Dotun. All the Dotuns. These people are not going to help you. They're going to make matters worse for you. Okay? This happens also in... this happens in relationship. You go and talk to someone elder to come and help you scold your wife. You go to counseling because the only reason why you're going there is because you need someone to correct her for you. And then you wonder why you came home. It seems like everything is fine, but 1 week later you're back in the same funk. She thought she was trying to. She heard you too, but the resentment is deep inside. It was surface fix. Nothing was fixed. The issue was still there. Same thing. You gather support around and you skip the actual skills that you need. Okay? So to all you Dotuns out there, and Taiwos, by the way. But I'm saying that because Taiwo is not getting support on public right now. Okay? These people are not going to help you. They're going to make it worse. They're not going to make it worse. You don't have to worry about your story being my content tomorrow. There will be more than enough people that will move mad tomorrow that I will do story about. You don't have to give me story tomorrow. Stop everything immediately. Stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding immediately. First chapter in this book. If you haven't seen the book yet, Get My Marriage Back. The first chapter. These people are not going to help you. Emergency, section 1, emergency. Chapter 1, stop the bleeding. They're not going to help you. Promise. Guaranteed. Okay? You're reposting all the stuff. They're catching cruise. At best, they're projecting. They have the same issues at home. I can feel your pain, bro. No man deserve. Good man. Stay strong. Playing with his kids on where? TikTok. This is public issue. This is just public stuff. This is highlights. This is not necessarily the reality. Children must never be used as pawns. Kids need their dads as they do. Let me see. As they do their mom. You're killing them emotionally if you deny them this right. Auntie T. Let's say go ahead. Auntie T. For their sakes, let them see their dad. These are facts. It's still not going to help you. Okay? You see how they're lacing the toxic stuff with truth. Not going to help you, bro. Stop everything. Don't let me have to react to your content tomorrow. I don't need it. There's enough mad people on the streets. I totally stand with this man here, because I totally understand this phase is going through. See, at least this one is at least this person is honest. They can relate with you because they've been there. They didn't have the game. No, I didn't say me more Shenyo. I'm saying I have game at least first. Before you debunk that you don't need game, have game first. At least have some game first. Have some skills first before you say skills doesn't work. And I'm not talking common sense. If anybody says they've tried anything, usually they're talking about common sense stuff. Well, people should just be good people. Abort mission. That's not how life works. There's more than enough good people. You're competing in the active marketplace. Because I've been there and still there. Child should not be used as a tool, I'm reading, to get back at your partner in a relationship. Justice for DO2DTUN. Okay? So this is epidemic going out there. Epidemic of what? Not necessarily that children are used as pawn. That's a symptom. This epidemic of people who lack skills. They are going to impregnate people. Forget marriage. They're impregnating each other, right? Thinking, oh, it's just children. Let's just co-parent. And it's unrealistic expectations because that was a romantic relationship. They have resentments. If you don't know what you're doing, you will drown. This person said, this is a good man. He deserves to be happy. His children deserve his fatherly covering. We don't disagree with all of this, by the way, because they are lame enough. They probably don't hear me saying that. I have to repeat that. Seriously, some women can do better because that happened to co-parenting. Let me see. That happened to co-parenting after divorce. I don't care what is going on between you. Well, that's unrealistic. Whatever is going on between you will affect your co-parenting. Stop the cap. If you don't know how to have good relationship with your ex, it will affect your co-parenting. What you're saying is a lie by default. I don't care what is. Well, we should tell them the truth. I can tell them too. Yeah, you're right. You should not use whatever is going on between you to affect co-parenting. Okay, I've said it now. Are you happy? That's not reality though. You don't want me to tell you the reality. Okay, I know. Let me see if I can find a balance. No, let me just tell you. That's unrealistic. It's not going to happen. If you have terrible relationship with your ex, it will affect your ability to co-parent. And the worst part is that it will affect those children too. You're an adult. You're not a baby. The reality is that you're an adult. You're not a baby. Okay? It's not nice at all. Allow these kids to feel the joy of... That thing is moving so fast. The joy of their father and mother. Don't use your children as weapon to get back to your ex-spouse. It's not a nice receiver. Let me talk to all the evil women out there so that they can be happy. Don't use your children as a weapon against their father. Okay, all right, good. Just want to make sure I get that out. Anyway, DO2DTUN, I pray God fight this battle for you and unite you with the princesses. Amen. I say amen to that too. All right, that's why I said, DO2DTUN, please stop the bleeding immediately. Okay, wounds. DO2DTUN is not at fault. Taiwo is not at fault. Why am I saying that? I don't know their story. I'm just saying it's not relevant. Who is at fault? It's not relevant who is at fault. It's just not. Okay? It's not relevant who is at fault. It is not. That's the honest truth. Okay? It's all a game. And it's either you have the skills or you don't have it. You are required to play both defense and offense. If all you're playing is defense, you will lose. You'll be a loser. You will remain a loser. Okay? You also have to learn how to play offense. That's not offensive. That doesn't mean offensive against the person you're in a relationship with. That's stupid, right? That means you get them on your team to fight the forces of evil that are actively always working against your family. Oh yeah, let's be clear. Taiwo and DO2DTUN are family, either they like it or not. And the band had the band into the mix. And Kate Switch. That's the reality. And you know what they say when the family feud, right? You know what they say? Can somebody finish that for me? I don't know the finish. I know it's not something good. When the family feud. Right? The thing that women do that make them feel like they have more access right to the kids, not a fair fight. Relationships are not fair fights. That's unrealistic expectation. In love and war, all is fair. Okay? It's not fair. You probably dumped somebody to get with this person. You think that's fair? That's not fair. You should be sharing all of them. Oh, you feel like it's fair. You should be able to move on. Well, the other person doesn't feel it's fair. One day you just woke up, they found out you have a new boyfriend, and they're supposed to just move on just like that. You think that's fair? Oh, that's not comparable. Oh, I know. But it's my words against yours. And guess what? If we take this to the court will collect our money and will give us a mediation, and they'll tell us go home and settle it. And if we can't, well, that's called yo. In love and war, all is fair. It's either you have the skills or you don't have the skills. If you don't know how to play, you remain, of course, not anybody in particular, but anybody who doesn't know how to play the game, they will get left out because the league must continue, right? They will still be there crying, and the next season is already here. That possibility of taking children out of the country without the other parents' knowledge is scary. Yeah. Here it's actually worse because here in the United States, it's like every state is a country. They can literally drive across. They can drive all the way across from New York to Miami. 20 hours. And now you have to go through the courts. And the courts is not going to say, oh, we open at 8 a.m. in the morning. It's not that simple. Is that fair? It's not relevant. That's the point. The court is not. The court will listen to you. It's family matter after they collect your fees, right? But the whole fairness thing is not relevant. Okay, it's just not. Why? Because it's relationships, personal relationships, and the fact that it's personal and they treat personal relationships that way is fair. Because imagine if they start throwing people in jail for dumping one person for the other. Imagine that. How many of that do you think has happened in your street today, this evening? Somebody cheating on their partner right now. Imagine they start throwing them, all of them, in jail. The government will not have enough money to cover that too. It's like the old DNA argument. The government should just make DNA mandatory. Who's going to pay for it? Well, they should just tax people. What about the ones that don't have any question about DNA? Is that fair? No. I beg. Anyway, I'm closing in right now. A close family friend didn't know the whereabouts of her 10 and 13-year-old kids for over a decade. I know it feels unfair. It's fair. Okay. And you have to, and the way you mitigate that ultimately is just have the skills around relationship first. It's not a guarantee. Part of having game is knowing that there's no guarantee in life. That's part of having game, right? So you can manage your expectations. People that think there are guarantees in life are the ones that have unrealistic expectations everywhere. There's no disappointment without unmanaged expectations. It's unmanaged expectations that create disappointment, right? So here's what it is. Those people will have their own story too. They might say, hey, you blocked me first, you blocked me so. And you say, well, they should verify. They should start digging through WhatsApp records and see who blocked who first. Who's going to pay for that investigation? You or me or the government? Nobody, right? Manage your relationship. Learn the skills. Start today. It's not about fairness. It's not about who is right or who is wrong. Everybody will claim they are right. And that will be unfair to take away their rights to be right. They will feel like that's unfair, right? It's a rabbit hole. There's no ending to it, right? The only time you can claim something is criminal is if you're dangerous to yourself and the public, particularly the public, right? In a tangible way, not just emotionally, because anybody can claim emotional anything. Why? Because it's a lot of this. All you see is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to emotions. It's not sustainable. No one can afford it. Going there, down there, except you, because you are you. That's why I keep telling you, self-worth. Take care of yourself. Self-worth. Take care of yourself, because that's your only point of leverage. People will mimic how you treat yourself overall, right? I don't think the mother-kids relationship ever recovered. He stole them. Oh, you continue the story, Marriott. Sorry. Marriott, are you the lawyer? Are you a lawyer, Marriott? Somebody's a lawyer here. I don't know who that person is. He stole them from boarding school and stonewalled her. Wow. I only reconnected on Facebook 10 years ago. I don't think the mother-kids relationship ever recovered. No, some of these things, there's no recovery. There's no recovery from them. You know, Chinye Alpha. Chinye, always check at 5 p.m. Come on, Chinye, come on. Always checking at 5 p.m. now. He's showing his ass. How are these fools now reading between the lines? Who would they support us? Just leave people alone, I beg. Take it easy on the people. Just leave them alone, I beg. People are people, okay? They take the sides they want to take because they are all suffering from one of the other side, right? They can relate in one shape, form, or the other. Sometimes it's second-hand relation to the story, and they take that side that deems, like the part that they can relate with the most. It is what it is, right? And they use that also in relationships. And when I say they, I'm talking about all of us, right? We have to be very, very careful with that, okay? So to all the let me just round up like this. Eunice, I think it was Eunice. Yeah, it probably was Eunice, right? Anyway, let me round up like this. Let's round up like this. Call it a day, because we got a fantastic week ahead, an extremely productive week ahead. I pray for you. You have a fantastic week, a productive week ahead. Your relationships are healed in Jesus' name. Okay, shout out to those who don't believe in Jesus. Okay, The prayer goes for you too. All right. So here's the thing. Let me first of all talk to DO2TUN, all the DO2TUNs out there. Okay. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I do. Okay. It's scary. Okay. It's scary. But precisely, these are emotional pain. There's emotional biases involved in this, and you're not wrong. It's just the reality of the human experience. And everything feels right now that they are 10 times worse than it actually is. So what do? We start fighting, we pull off all the gloves, we start going hard, we start going crazy, and and we try, and the worst part is that we start to talk to all those people that don't really care. They don't care. How do I know they don't care? Well, it's not like they don't mean to not care. They just have their own life, right? So tops, they'll give you one post on social media, and then maybe they'll think about you. If they're really good, a good friend, they'll give you 24 hours. After them, they'll move on, and then you'll be left with your family. What do I mean by your family? Taiwo, the kids, the bunch, K-Switch, Mama the bunch, Papa the bunch. No. Daddy Freeze is not your family either. Okay, all those people are your family. I know how you feel right now. You want to say like, don't say that to me. Those people, those evil people are not my family. Don't say that to me. I feel you. I feel you. And if you say I don't feel you, I'm just capping. I understand. Okay, but I want you to remember this. Okay, the damages you're going to create over the next few days that you're upset, it will take your whole life to repair it. It's highly unlikely that you'll be able to repair it. Okay? It's highly unlikely. Okay? With that being said, let me talk to Taiwo for a second. Taiwo! I mean all the Taiwos out there. Okay? Taiwo. The father of your kids, that's your family. Okay? I cannot discount the fact that you feel like you've been abused sexually. Okay? Hold on one second. The father of your kids, I can't discount how you feel with regards to the abuses, right? Emotional, psychological, sexual. I think you should talk to a therapist. Okay? You have the rest of your life ahead of you. You do. Okay? And it can be great. Oh yeah, but I will never recover. Well, that makes, not to compare or do victim Olympics here, right? Well, in terms of not being able to recover from trauma and stuff, everybody's walking around with one thing or the other that they're walking around with, right? What most of them are doing is they're learning how to cope, right? And some people are good at coping that they actually end up having an awesome life, right? And some, they say, well, it's just too bad. I'm going to make sure everybody hurts, including my loved ones, right? I'm saying try not to be that person, right? No, I'm not saying try not to be that person. I'm not saying you're even being that person. Make sure you're not being that person, because there are support systems for both you and DO2TUN and the children out here, and they are not on social media posts. I understand the urge, right? You just want to feel heard. It feels like somebody is lying against you, right? It's both sides. They are lying. It's a liar. It's a liar. It didn't happen that way, right? I understand the urge, right? So you want to tell your own side of the story. Let me speak my truth, right? I can't just allow anybody to just lie against me just like that. I get it, right? But we've seen enough patterns, right, that it just never ends up well, right? We've seen that story upon stories. It never ends up well. Okay, and the internet never forgets. The same ones that are supporting you will troll you at some point, right? So, and I think it's better to come clean. Where are the kids? Okay, I think he's having anxiety, and he just needs to know where the kids are. He wants to talk. In fact, he broke down in tears on Daddy Free Show. I believe him when he broke down in tears. I don't believe his stories. I believe the pain he's going through. right? So, and if he's going through that level of pain as a man, he becomes useless for your kids, and no one is going to be better father for those kids than him. I know he didn't show up for 6 months, he blocked, all this kind of stuff. You know, for us, it's just, you were explain tired. So, whatever you need to do, right, to seek help for yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup, especially if there's history of abusive experiences. You need, for your own good, and if it makes you feel better, for your own children, you need to get help for that. You need therapists, professionals to help you with that. Because if you don't do that, it makes sense that you will weaponize your children, possibly unknowingly, possibly, you know, it's just, man, I don't know, I can't be chasing him around. Whatever explanation you want to give around that, it doesn't matter, it's in the past now. But precisely, never mind the kids for a second, the kids will be all right. Oh my job, anyone. You will hurt yourself if you don't seek help. Both of you will hurt yourself. And I yield. Anyway, I don't know. For some reason, this story kind of like, I don't know. It just, I feel for them. It's just sad that they have to drag their whole stuff in this in the news like this, right? It's just sad, you know. Because when I look at how people are responding to it, and the ones that call themselves supporters, it's like, no wonders. This is why they're suffering. This is why they're suffering. You can see some of them admitting, being honest about it, because I beat through it. You've been through it. Did you solve the problem? What makes you think you can help somebody else? You probably can't. You know? Anyway, shout out to all of you that were here, that is still here. Shout out to all 19 of you watching live. This is good stuff. Let's keep doing the work. Let's keep doing the work. Let's see. Can you imagine living with this type of person? I hope they resolve it though, by stopping all the toxicity and be there for the kids. Stop the bleeding. Yeah, stop the bleeding. And for all those online supporters, this is for you.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. You know you don't care.
Let the poor breathe.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, all the supporters. Thank you so much. Share, like, subscribe on your way out. Hopefully been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.